Hello, and welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the Full Said Half Mast podcast. Today is a wonderful, beautiful Tuesday here on the Dega Boys Network. We're going to be talking about everything that happened on Merry Motorsports Day, the Indianapolis 500, the Monaco Grand Prix, and then the that race they ran there at Charlotte that didn't make the full distance there. We'll talk about that as well. Maybe a little bit of news. As my lights just flickered there for a second. I hope I don't lose power. It is an absolute storm going on outside right now, so bear with me if we lose power. I guess that will be the sign from the motorsports gods to quit talking here tonight. But I would love to get through everything here. We also have a really cool segment that me and Tom have thought about over the last couple of days. We're going to bring to you guys at the very end. We don't want to spoil it, so stick around to the very end. It is going to be can't miss action entertainment that you do not get anywhere else besides the Dega Boys Network. But first off, I got Tom here with me today. Tom, how are you doing today, man? And racing, dude. What a great weekend we had.
Yeah, I'm still recovering a little bit. That was a long day on Sunday, and not complaining though. I look forward to to that day all year long. I'm in the downs right now. I'm in the motorsports Christmas Day downs right now. I probably will be for about a week or two, but then it's just looking forward to the next one. So, yeah, I had a great time though. Sunday was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I like how you say the motorsports downs, man. I feel the same way, dude. Like it was like yesterday and the day, and even today, I'm like, man, it's like the day we waited all year for is over now. So now it's like I'm thinking about this weekend, though. We got some pretty good races on deck. We'll talk about that here later in this podcast. But we got Detroit Street Courses back. I'm super excited. This was such an amazing event last year, and it's going to be just as good this year. I'm excited to talk about that. We also have the NASCAR Series at two different tracks this weekend. We got Xfinity at Portland. We got the Cup Series at Gateway. So we'll preview all of those races at the end. But first off, let's get into just a touch of news here. There's three things that I wrote down that I think I kind of want to talk about. First, the Roval reconfiguration, Tom. What are your thoughts on the Roval reconfiguration here?
Well, they add another pretty decent, I guess, straight into the infield road course, which turns into a hard right-hander and then a hairpin that goes into NASCAR Turn 1. So, I don't know. I mean, sure, cool, I guess. I don't know. Was it that bad?
I don't know. Well, the thing that I've always thought about the Roval though is it's like trying to be what every other Roval is. Like what it looks like now is, if you remember Kansas with the IMSA cars where they had that big hairpin on the back straighter before they went back to the back straighter. That's what it looks like they did. They like took a little bit of inspiration from Kansas. They took a lot of inspiration from Daytona. And it's just it's a track that doesn't know what it is. That's the problem.
I'm more saying of, did we really need to put resources there, or could we have visited another track that we haven't visited? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if the benefit outweighs the benefit of the reconfiguration outweighs going to a new track or not, but like I don't know. To me, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of just like, you know, eh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
I
feel the
just
same.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Well, I mean, I feel like it would be good, but they have that double chicanes there on the one on the back stretch and then the one on the front stretch. Like, why didn't they just take the back stretch chicane out, leave the front stretch? I don't know. I don't know. I've never really
I
been
don't
a
know.
fan of the double
But
chicanes
yeah,
there, but I mean, the one thing, the upside though to this, and what made me think of it when I saw the picture of the new configuration is this would be a damn good track for IMSA. Like, can you imagine if we threw in the GTPs and then some GTD Pro cars? Like, that would be pretty sick. I think at the new configuration at the Roval, I think that'd be pretty badass. But I don't know. I don't think we'll see it. We tried it
I
here
don't know.
on the Nexus Sim Racing League, and it was a freaking hit. That track was fun as an
Yeah.
IMSA style race. So, um, maybe we can see a little bit of IMSA there sometime in the future. Wishful thinking, maybe though. All right. I want to save this next one for the last part of the news here, but the first one I talk about here is Will Brown is going to be running at Sonoma to make his first ever career Cup Series start. He is your current points leader in the V8 Supercars, so that's going to make 3 former V8 Supercars, former current, however you want to look at it, in the Sonoma race this year, with Will Brown, Brody Kostecki, and SVG. I'm super excited for it, dude. I think it's
It's
awesome.
dope.
Aussie
It's
invasion.
great. Yeah, it's great. There's that's like probably one of the best things you can do for your sport. Diversify. Get get fans from other aspects of the world, other cultures, whatever, and get them invested in the sport. That's a big W.
It'd be cool to see the little bit of rivalry there too between all 3 of those drivers. Like, not maybe not between
Yeah.
them, but like their fans from like the V8 Supercars. Because like, can you imagine if we had
I
like,
don't know. Like, if you had, let's say, Larson, Briscoe, and Bell go and run the New Zealand modified dirts for a race. I mean, I'd be like, all right, let's do it, boys. Like, let's show them what American dirt trackers can do, right? Dirt racers can do. I would feel probably that's what the Aussie Kiwi invasion fan base is like right now with these 3 guys. Like, hell yeah, I'd be like, yeah, go kick their ass. Like, let's do it. I don't care who finishes better. Let's just show them how we do,
yeah.
right? Because that would be pretty cool.
Well, it'd be like if we set like Chase Elliott. I'm trying to think of Denny Hamlin, like a big heel in NASCAR, and then let's just throw in somebody that's on the fence, like Kyle Busch. Like, people like him or love him. Let's throw like those 3 in a V8 Supercar race. You know, like that's what I kind of
Yeah.
getting at, the rivalry sense, because it's like for NASCAR fans would be rooting against Denny Hamlin. They would be 50-50 on Kyle, and everybody be cheering for Elliott. You know, that it would just be interesting to see the NASCAR fans have that kind of thing going in with the V8 Supercars. But that I don't know. I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited for it. All right, final bit of news. Shocking, crazy, unbelievable. Stewart Haas Racing, Gene Haas, Tony Stewart, they're done in NASCAR at the end of 2024. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
R.I.P. That's about it. That's a huge blow to NASCAR, man. Huge blow. Whether you like Tony Stewart or not, or any of the drivers or whatever, Stewart is a staple, and he's leaving. It's horrible, horrible news for the NASCAR world.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like we've seen the writing on the wall, though. I think where this all
Yeah.
began, though, last year, Tom, was when they all got hit with those penalties. When Briscoe got hit with that huge, groundbreaking penalty that we'd never seen before, I think that's when it turned. I think that was when they were like, "Yep, we're done." And then they lost a bunch of sponsors. They lost Kevin Harvick to retirement. The leadership there doesn't really care. The new gen car sucks, and they realize they know it sucks. I think it's just a whole lot of stuff to that.
I mean, Tony Stewart was extremely vocal about his displeasure with NASCAR after that penalty, if you remember correctly.
Yes.
All of the interviews, even when he was racing in NHRA, he was talking about the penalties that NASCAR gave him, and he needs to just move all of his blank to NHRA. Sounds like he's doing it. Man of his word.
Hell yeah, dude. I love it. I respect it, dude. Tony Stewart's a gem. And and then also the Larson thing, where Stewart made that big grab at Larson, and Ford told him that they couldn't hire Larson, and that really got under his skin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, NASCAR's been doing everything in their power to really get at Tony Stewart because Tony Stewart's the one that speaks his mind. All the rest of these owners are falling in line with whatever, you know. Stewart doesn't do that, so. And I don't think Gene Haas really cares about racing that much more anyway. I mean, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens to the Formula One team next, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, I guess my only other question to that, I mean, everybody's talking about charters. Where do the charters go? Charters. I don't really know about. I don't really care about where they go or who gets them or whatever. We'll figure that out down the line. My thing is out of their driver lineup, how many of those guys stay in the Cup Series? I think Priest is gone. I think Josh
Priest is
Berry's
gone.
gone. I think
Barry is a prospect for front row.
that's a terrible decision for front row.
Yeah.
The only
And
one
then-
out of there that I would claim or want to keep in the Cup Series would be Gregson. Number 2 would be Briscoe. Besides that, just there's nothing there left. Like,
Briscoe projected to go to the 21.
I mean, I feel like
Replace
that's a
Harrison
good
Burton.
move for them, at least. I don't know.
I
don't know.
mean, yeah,
It's better than what they got.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know. As long as Lyle finds a ride, I'll be all right. Like him or love him or hate him, I don't even care. He's good for NASCAR. We need Lyle to hang around for a little while longer. Alrighty. That's enough with the news. It's time to break down some of these races. ARCA race, I don't really want to talk much about it. Tanner Gray gets his first career win in the ARCA series this weekend. I think I might have picked that, Tom, last week's podcast. I'm trying to go back
think you
and
did.
think. I did, yeah.
I think
So-
you did.
Yeah, that's good to see him finally get a win. The headline was former NHRA champion wins NASCAR ARCA. I think that's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
we'll see. See how much more winning he can do in his career here now. I mean, it took a long time to get the first ARCA win. So we'll see how it progresses from there. And then also on Friday, we had the Truck Series race. I don't really want to talk much about this either. Basically, Corey Heim dominated this race, went stage 1, 2, and then the end of this race, cautions kind of led to different strategies there on the final stint. Sanchez ends up getting to the lead and somehow hangs on. I couldn't believe that, dude. I thought he was a sitting duck once he got the lead and how fast Heim was closing in. And
That was definitely his career best win.
oh,
Like,
facts.
there is nothing else he has done in his career better than that night. Like
That
that
was
was
insane.
impressive.
Yeah, didn't Heim get disqualified or I didn't?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
he
didn't
did.
read too
He
much
had 3
into
lug
that.
nuts on a wheel. 2 missing lug nuts.
BDN. Stay tuned to the end of the podcast. You're gonna enjoy the final segment that we have here for you guys tonight. All right, Saturday the Xfinity Series race. This is a lot like the truck race. Allgaier dominated it, and then late in the race, ended up turning himself off the nose of who was it at the time? Was it? Trying to remember who it was.
Gregson? Was it Gregson? No, it wasn't
No,
Gregson.
it wasn't Gregson. Was it Herbst? I can't remember. Oh, it was Gibbs. It was Gibbs. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it
Coming off of turn 4, he tried to pull a slide job on Gibbs, wasn't clear, and turns himself right into the fence. Which again, this would have been another great bonehead move of the week. But when you get to that segment later, we had to narrow it down to 3, but there was at least, me and Tom were talking about, there's at least 7, 8 different ones we could have chose this week. Oh man, so this could have been one of them easily, but yeah, Justin Allgaier. Again, how many times have we seen him win stage 1, stage 2, and find a way to lose? Again, it happens this weekend. The other thing I want to talk about this race though is Austin Hill. What a joke of a guy this guy is. I mean, are you serious, Tom? Like what a
I
crybaby
am-
meltdown.
I am to the point of saying slap a MF and 21 on it. Yeah. That was Kyle Busch, Ron Hornaday-esque crybaby meltdown right there.
Oh, it was
That
bad.
was just awful. That was so bad. And nothing came of it. I mean, whatever. I guess. It's just. I sat there and laughed for like 15 minutes watching it. It's just too comical. It really is. I don't know what he was trying to display there in terms of like in his actions or whatever, but man, did that backfire. It backfired bad.
Dude, he's such a crybaby, man. Look, how many times he is Denny Hamlin basically 2.0, except more crybaby-ish. Well, I don't even know because Denny Hamlin's a real crybaby. I don't know. They drive the same. They wreck a lot. They moan and complain if anything happens to them, but if they do something, that's just racing. Like, I'm over the whole freaking Austin Hill experiment. He's just an absolute tool, man. I can't stand him, dude. I can't. Poor Custer, dude. Gets caught up in the wrong end of that deal. That was so unfortunate for him. But
Yeah, and now his team's shutting down. It's
just
one thing after another with him.
Yeah, that's another guy we haven't even talked about. Riley Herbst, Cole Custer. I mean, where are they gonna go? I mean, I don't know. This sucks, man. That just sucks. But Elliott goes on to win the Xfinity race there on Saturday, which really shocked me. I didn't think he was gonna be able to do it, dude. To be honest, he was not even really one of the best cars at all during that entire race, and somehow found a way to win it at the end. So
he had fresh tires, didn't he? He put on stickers right at the end. He was saving it the whole race. I don't remember. Was it Ryan Blaney said it?
Yeah,
like mid part through the race.
Yeah,
that the 17 team was holding on to a set of stickers for the end of the race, something like that.
It worked out. I mean, Brandon Jones did the same thing. He came on P2, and I mean, I think Brandon Jones was a little faster than 17. Just ran out of laps there at the end, but that was pretty entertaining to watch that little 10-lap battle there. So, again, Xfinity, another good race. It's just, yeah, it was a good race. I mean, I don't think there's really anything else to say to it. I'm not going to really go too in depth with the F2 races this weekend. I mean, they were pretty entertaining for the fact that it's Monaco, it's F2, and there's a lot of wrecks, and that's what we saw. Barnard wins the sprint race on Saturday, and then on Sunday, O'Sullivan wins, which, honestly, what a freaking Chad move there by that team. Versure qualified on pole, kind of dominated the Grand Prix there. And then he had some issues with some power issues there at the end of the race. Ending his race early, which kind of stinks because he had the best car. He controlled the race, just had too many engine issues or some type of electrical issues that were hampering his performance. And then right at the end of the race, I think we're like 3 laps from the end of the race, a safety car comes out before O'Sullivan can pit. So the safety car comes out. He's got like a 28-second lead, so he pits under safety car, and all he has to do is win a 1-lap shootout and hold off the guy behind him, and did it. I mean, stole the win. Absolutely amazing there in Formula 2 for O'Sullivan. So congratulations to him and that team. Just, I mean, sometimes, what did AJ Floyd say, Tom? Sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
And that's what happened this weekend for him. So congratulations to him in the F2 race. All right, it's time. We're going to go over the 3 races that we did the watch parties for this weekend. If you guys were hanging around the channel, we did the triple header watch parties. Woke up real early there on Sunday for the Monaco Grand Prix. We saw Leclerc qualify in pole at his home racetrack. Big moments for him there. We said it last week. Most important thing was qualifying. Leclerc got the first third of that done there on Saturday. Put that thing on the pole. All right, what happened on lap 1, Tom? I mean, that was the entire race. That's what we're going to be talking about is the lap 1 shenanigans here. K-Mag, man. Let's give it up to K-Mag, dude. I love it, dude. No, the best part about it, though, is there was no investigation on that whole situation as well. So he's going to... Yeah, it's so wild, dude. But
that is wild.
We're going up the first straightaway after turn 1. K-Mag's looking to the outside of Perez, which Perez, to be fair, should have been there anyway. He just absolutely flopped in qualifying. But track's getting narrower. There's no room for K-Mag, but he just sticks it in there anyway, and he collects Perez and takes out Hulkenberg as well. So both Haas's are out. Perez is out. Nobody gets penalized. No investigations, nothing like that there, which I think is crazy. So 2 of the Haas's are out. And then we're going through, just before we go through the tunnel, we're going through, turn 6 there. And Ocon sends it in on the inside of Gasly. Late dive ball move, runs Gasly out of track. Ends up going airborne. His race is done. I mean, lap 1, dude, what the hell did we see, dude?
And then Sainz had a huge issue. He blew a tire with contact from Piastri. Was it Piastri? Yeah, it was Piastri.
Yeah.
and was done. He was done, and then the safety red flag came out, and he got a second chance at life. Holy cow! What that? Okay, that is the epitome of what AJ Foyt was talking about right there. That was insane. Look, I mean, that was crazy. That was probably the craziest thing I saw all weekend. Honestly, right there with signs. That was wild. I can't believe. I mean, maybe I could if I was well versed in the F1 rulebook. I'm really not, but I can't believe they let him work on the car on a red flag and get that thing back out.
That's
That was
crazy.
crazy. That's crazy to me. I mean, obviously, in other racing series and where I'm not educated, that's normal. You could do that, but to me, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, he gets a new tire on it. They fix the car. He's right back at P3. We do another restart, and there's nothing else to talk about in this race. I think we had 3 passes. Stroll made like 2, I think, and then Sargent made 1. Actually, no, Stroll made 2. Sargent didn't make a pass, and then Bottas made 1. So we really only had like 3 passes for position in this entire race. I think the guy that makes the tires, or the head tire engineer there at Pirelli, was hired by Goodyear because we got some Jesus Stone tires. I mean, these guys went 78 laps, 76, 77 laps on one set of tires.
On mediums.
On mediums.
That's crazy. That's crazy too.
Oh,
I still don't think that's
God.
as crazy as the signs deal, because I'm kind of indoctrinated with Goodyear, but still, that's wild too.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, dude. So yeah, we had literally no strategy. Like, the only strategy was we saw Verstappen and Hamilton pit. Russell decided not to pit, so it was like, can Verstappen get by Russell? Never happened. Can Hamilton get by Verstappen and Russell? That never happened. I mean, it was just nothing happened in this race. Leclerc, give big credits here to Leclerc winning his home Grand Prix. Not only did he master the strategy, or qualify on pole, the strategy that was given to them, he mastered it. Tire saved perfectly. Managed the gaps all day long. And by the end of the race, he did better tire saving than everybody behind him and allowed him to win that race by a pretty sizable margin. So Leclerc, masterclass drive. Awesome to see him win his home Grand Prix. Tom, I think you said it during the watch party. Leclerc has been one of the best at Monaco over the last 4 or 5 years and just cannot find a way to win it. It's like his Achilles heel. Achilles wheel, as Crofty would say. Oh, man. And he ends up getting it done. Great job by him. I know Tom picked Sainz to win. I picked Piastri. They end up finishing on the podium, P2, P3, respectively. And then Hamilton there at the end got the fastest lap with that pit stop, which was pretty good for him. Big shout out to Yuki Tsunoda, though. P8, ran there the whole race. Made no mistakes. Just kept that thing right there in P8. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So I just want to say 2 things here with this F1 race. So first thing is I kind of find it funny that they gave Esteban Ocon a penalty and not K-Mag.
Yeah.
Right? They
so
gave
weird.
Esteban Ocon a 5 grid penalty in the next race. And K-Mag didn't get anything. And he took out a different team. Ocon was trying to take out his teammate. Okay.
Oh, man.
And then the second thing is for the first time in F1 history, the top 10 finished where they started.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Well, this is how last year's race would have went too, though, Tom. Though I think the difference is with last year is we had that rain come in, and it really changed the race. This race got ruined because of that lap 1 caution. The fact that we had tires to be able to go 76 laps kind of took it out, took the race away from us, which kind of stinks. But the pageantry, the long-standing amount of time they've ran this race, I mean, I feel like that kind of is the allure to Monaco. I mean, other than that, there's nothing there. Like, I mean, I'm surprised we were able to pinch in about 10 minutes worth of talking points out of that race, to be honest there, Tom. I mean, there was nothing there, but yeah. We'll do standings next for Formula 1. After this weekend, Leclerc actually closed the gap a little bit on Verstappen here. It's now a 31-point gap between Leclerc and Verstappen, so it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Can Leclerc maintain this pace here? And then Perez is now P3 in the standings, or I guess he has been P3 for all season, but he's now 56 points back. And then in the Constructors Championship, we got Red Bull up by 24 points over Ferrari, which, me and Tom have been saying this for the last few weeks, Steve. I think Ferrari's going to win the Constructors title this year. I think all the best from Perez is already behind us now, if it's anything like last year. So watch out, Red Bull. You might not get this Constructors Championship. And then McLaren even closed some gap down to Red Bull as well this weekend, and they've got it down to 92 points. So this could be interesting here as we get through that the rest of the season. All right. You know what, Tom? It's time to talk about the best race, the greatest spectacle in racing. This race was absolutely freaking thrilling from start to finish. Unbelievable. First thing I want to talk about, though, here, Tom. What's up with the Honduras, man? We had engine issues for what? Catherine Legge, Armstrong, Rosenquist, all in Hondas having engine issues. Unbelievable weekend for them. And it wasn't even just engine issues. We had wrecks. We saw Pietro Fittipaldi in a Honda wreck. We saw Marcus Ericsson wreck in a Honda. We saw Colton Herta, which we'll talk about that more in a minute. There's a lot to talk about there. Andretti wrecked as well in a Honda. I mean, basically, Blomqvist was in a Honda. He wrecked. I mean, it was like if you were in a Honda this weekend, I mean, what an embarrassment. Oh, man. I've been waiting for the Honda press release or statement saying that this is what you saw on Sunday isn't a representation of what Honda's produced, because holy cow, dude, 5.3 million people are watching that race and they're like, I ain't buying a Honda.
Yikes.
That was terrible. Bad stuff there by Honda this weekend. All right, Tom. It's time to talk about the Colton Herta incident here. So this happened lap 86, just before the halfway point, but I think we can honestly come on here and say that the best two cars in this race for the first half was 100% Herta and McLaughlin. It looked like those were the two guys that were going to settle it out for the win. I think it's pretty easy to point that out. Herta ends up spinning out, barely makes contact with the wing, basically just a wing issue, stalls the car. He gets out of the car. What happened there, Tom? Why did he get out of the car?
Again, I'm not gonna say that I am well versed in this, but Stephen Doughton brought up a point and he said if the car stops on track and the engine is off, you have to get out. But to me, I don't again, and I didn't even do my due diligence before coming on here and talking, but it kind of doesn't make sense to me because, I mean, it would make sense kind of if they had onboard starters, but they don't have onboard starters. And we see it all the time where we see a wreck and then we see the AMR crew get out with their starter, plug it up and let them go. I don't know what happened. Steven also said that maybe the spotter was telling him that he had more damage than he actually had and told him that we're done. What we do know is that they brought that car back to the garage, said, whoa, hold on. Put a new wing on it, let's go. Because he did go back out on track 11 laps down. I don't know. To me, my first instinct would, if there's ever a alternate universe where, I'm in that car instead of Colton, I would have been sitting there going, like this, telling the AMR crew to start me back up, at least try to drive it back. I mean, you had the best car. For sure had the best car. I think he was better than McLaughlin at that point. The way he was slicing and dicing through traffic, that car was unbelievable, what he was able to do with that. And you could tell because he would make like 3 passes, quick succession, and then he'd let the tires cool down. And then he'd make 3 passes, quick succession, let the tires cool down. Make 2 passes, tires. 1 pass, tires. And he was in the process of getting back up to the rear bumper of, I think it was Pelot. Wasn't he right behind Pelot? Something like that.
And he was like second, third sometime at the point when he made the wreck.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I thought he was.
No, he might have been P4.
He was like, I thought he was 5th. Anyways, it wouldn't have been Pelot anyways. Yeah. But it was probably one of the McLarens in front of him. But he was pushing. He was digging. Like, he was digging hard to get back up to the rear bumper of that McLaren car. Or whoever was in front of him. But, man, I don't know. if you go watch the watch party, I was kind of freaking out there for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, there was no contact. Get the car going. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair though, uh, you're right. And maybe if the spotter was the one that told him to get out of the car, I can completely understand why he would have thought they had more damage than what they did. Because that one angle that they had, they first showed it. Me and Dallas pointed it out instantly. You were the one that saw it better than we did, because maybe a little bit too much uh, liquid inspiration or whatever I had going on there. But it did look from that one angle that he did hit that left front tire. But then when they showed it slow-mo, he didn't touch it at all. They showed the onboard, didn't touch it at all. They showed it from a back angle, didn't touch it at all. It was that one first initial angle at full speed, made it look like he hit the wheel. And I think that is why they told him to get out, because that was the first angle they showed. And the spotter probably saw that, and he was like, we're done. And that's when he got out. And by the time the second replay came around, it was too late. It's not like you can just jump back in. You already got out. You got to get in the ambulance now. So I feel like I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the spotter here, just because I fell for it too initially. So, but Tom didn't. Tom should have been the spotter on that car. He pointed that out instantly. He's like, he never touched. So yeah, that'll nominate Colton Herta for Bonehead Move of the Week. We had to give it to somebody, and there was like 7 or 8 good incidences. I think I'll give it to him on this one, because that really, especially when he had like the best car. I mean, it was unbelievable to me. But I really, there was other wrecks. I mean, we saw Will Power crash. We saw Hunter Ray make a move to the inside of Dixon, end up losing his wing, made an incredible 360 save to the grass. That was pretty crazy by Hunter Ray. I couldn't believe that, dude. That was nuts, dude. But yeah, so there's just a lot of wrecks. But that was the whole point of this race. The whole like storyline of this race. Reliability for the Hondas. Who's going to wreck next? I mean, it was a survival of the damn fittest out there. And through all the strategies, we had so many off strategies with, what was it? A couple of the Hoyt cars were running alternate strategy. I'm trying to think. Cooter Daly was on an alternate strategy. There's a couple others up at the front that were an alternate strategy. Dixon, I believe, is one of them as well. Trying to do something different to get the track position. Kyle Larson. There's Tom. Why are people saying Kyle Larson was the rookie of the race or the rookie of the year this year for the Indy 500? He had a speeding penalty.
Okay, so I actually dug into this a little bit because I was curious. How come every year when we get a big name into IndyCar, they get rookie of the year? It's not actually where you finish. Well, it turns out on Wikipedia, you can look it up. There are a bunch of different criteria for rookie of the year. Some of them being media presence, effect on the IndyCar series itself, practice speeds, qualifying speeds, race pace, race finish. And there was something else that went along with it too. It's not a rookie of the year; it's a popularity contest.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make an argument with the practice speeds or not even practice speeds, qualifying. And well, really just that. But
I don't think that even counts. It's the rookie of the year for the race. Like, I think it should be anything from green to checkered, man. Like, what did you do in the race?
Well,
it
says it in the event. It says it in the Wikipedia. That's all I'm just quoting what the Wikipedia said. You know, you can make an argument saying, well, it kind of goes off of performance with qualifying. Well, look, okay, cool. Whatever. There's no other Rookie of the Year award where qualifying means something around the whole world. It doesn't mean anything. Practice speeds, anybody can grab a draft and get a really fast practice speed. That's not the point of practice, though. The point of practice is to get a staple car under draft. And then work on your qual setup just a little bit. Maybe single car speed runs. But your single car speed is going to be, I don't know, 5 to 9 miles an hour slower, or well, really not 9. I'd probably say about 5 mile an hour, average 5 mile an hour slower, 5, 6, 7. But still, I mean, to me, it's not really a Rookie of the Year award. It's a popularity contest. You know, Alonso. Now when Alonso came in and did his deal, because I was there working in 2017. That man ran P3, P4 the whole race.
Yeah.
And then his engine blew up
Mm-hmm.
with like 20 laps to go. I mean, I kind of felt like, yeah, Alonso probably kind of deserved it. But knowing how racing works and the heartbreak of all of that, he shouldn't have won it. He really shouldn't have. But, well, besides the point. Okay? I think Rasmussen got, he got screwed, man.
Yeah.
I think Rasmussen was running top 10 all race, man.
Dude,
Top
he
10
was
all
so
race.
fun to watch.
He was
dude.
good.
From practice to the race. I mean, this man, dude, as a rookie's making moves, dude. Like, how many times did we see Rasmussen 3 wide up against the outside wall trying to make a move for a position? Like, the moves he was making was so much fun. And the way I feel about Larson, he sped on pit road. He had a bad restart. He barely ran up at P6 a few times. I think he led 4 laps off strategy at the end of the race after a speeding penalty. Come on, like.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they're going to be like, oh, Larson led 4 laps. It's the big thing, dude. It's like, I don't know. I think Rasmussen really did get screwed on this deal. Rasmussen was the show. Like, he never had a winning car, never had a position to be in a winning position, but he was just fun to watch, man. It was entertaining what he was doing. And there was moments where I jump out of my chair and I'm like, he's wrecking. He's done, dude. He's in the wall.
Yeah.
And he came out the other end of the corner with a couple passes. I'm like, it was unbelievable to watch Rasmussen. So, yeah, I agree. I think Rasmussen did get kind of screwed on that whole ordeal. You want to talk about the couple laps here, that Pato O'Ward, Joseph Newgarden battle, and how freaking insane that was, swapping the lead multiple times a lap, back and forth. I mean, cat and mouse, unbelievable.
That was fun. That was fun to watch. The whole race was fun to watch. I mean, like you were talking about, we had different strategies. I mean, the tires meant something. We saw actual passing, actual risks being taken. For example, Ryan Hunter-Reay. For example, Colton Herta. I mean, just off the top of my head, that was like, it was just a really fun race to watch. You really couldn't expect what to see in the coming laps. Like, it was just really fun to watch. Okay, Pato O'Ward, absolute. I mean, he had a phenomenal car there at the end, and we were really racing in conditions that none of these drivers have ever raced in before. Like, let's just take it back a little bit. We were under rain delay. Started the race at what, 4:30, 4 o'clock, somewhere around there?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
We had to get the race in before 8:15. We got the race done by 7:45, but look, we saw record, well, I probably want to say record low, but really low track temps. We saw grip going up, we saw speed going up, and we saw desperation. And it was a phenomenal battle between Pato O'Ward and Joseph Newgarden there in the ending laps. When he was coming down the front straightaway, coming to the white flag, as soon as I saw him pull out, the first thing I said was, he's done.
Yeah, I think we all were saying that. Like, it was way too
early.
soon. Yeah.
Too early. And you could see it on the watch party. Way too early. Way too early. Then the deciding factor there was going into turn 2. Joseph Newgarden had absolutely zero aero wash. That was it. The rest is history. There's no way Pato O'Ward could fight back from that. Joseph Newgarden with the massive IQ play there going into turn 3. He had it in his head. He's got the grip. He can make the pass on the outside in turn 3, which is unheard of. Stephen Doughton, he pointed that out. That is unheard of. You don't pass on the outside in turn 3. Joseph Newgarden, I think, very, very intelligent. Realized the track conditions, was probably being fed a lot of data from his race engineers. Made the decision that I'm going to be able to take it on the outside. There's so much grip here, and I've got arguably the best car. And boy, did he take that and absolutely sprint with it. I mean, he full out just, I mean, he kind of made an embarrassment out of Award through 3. That was insane what he did.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that was a debate that I was seeing on the internet. There was people like, did Joseph Newgarden win that race? Did Pato O'Ward lose that race? I think you're right. Whether what statement or the other you take, I think it's a little bit of both. I think Pato really overshot the gun there making that move. You saw him lap before where he lifted and allowed Joseph to build another gap, and he went way too soon. He was like, maybe this is my opportunity. He went for it. And then, like you said, I think Joseph Newgarden as well won that race. I mean, by that move on the outside in turn 3 was absolutely phenomenal. Made it happen. And it was, yeah, like you said, it was history from there. I mean, what an unbelievable race. I mean, we got a later race start. We're racing way later than I think that was the latest stat said it was the latest finish to an Indy 500 ever. I mean, unbelievable. Racing against daylight. We're racing against the time limit. Moves are just being made, different strategies up towards the front. We saw Rossi and McLaughlin and Palou, which were some of your faster cars. They weren't able to make moves at the end like Pato or Newgarden. It was just sent like those two cars were the two cars to beat there at the last 20, 30 laps. Unbelievable race. Unbelievable race. I think that was the best race of the year that we've seen so far in any motorsport. I think that race was freaking awesome. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I agree.
Oh,
there's so many layers to this race. So many layers. And it was kind of hard to keep up with there for a second because of all the different pit stops happening during the run. I mean, it was just it was a symphony of absolute just beautiful racing. That's just what it was. I mean, it was a beautiful race.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, I am just still jittery over it, dude. I mean, we're gonna be looking back at this year's Indy 500 for years. Like the best part about it is we're not gonna get that sour taste in our mouth from last year with that one lap shootout. Like we're gonna look back at this one and it'll cancel out last year's. And Joseph Newgarden finally won it on. Well, he won on merit last year, but like nobody's gonna be able to look at it and be like, well, you wouldn't have won if you didn't have a one lap shootout. Like he earned this win, goes back to back. What is this 20th Indianapolis 500 for Penske? I mean, Penske's unbeatable, dude. Like this is the year. Like he is winning everything under the sun, and I think it all started last year when they won the Indy 500 last year. That is when you saw the turning of the tides for Penske. They win the Indy 500. Well, I guess maybe you can go back a little further. Barber last year when McLaughlin won at Barber. That's when it began, and then they go into the month of May. Maybe a little behind the Hondas. They found the speed, won the Indy 500. Then I mean, I could sit here and name off all the Penske achievements over the last 15 months. I mean, they are just unstoppable. And the next one on the docket here in a couple weeks is Le Mans. So we'll see if they can go and get another one of these crown jewel events here this season. Unbelievable race. Congratulations, Joseph Newgarden, Penske. Unbelievable race. Unbelievable battle. And now we got to wait another 362 days again for the next one. It's so sad.
Rip.
Oh, man. All right, point standings after the Indy 500 weekend here. Alex Palou still your points leader, 20 points over Dixon and 26 points over Will Power. So the points are shrinking. And Newgarden and McLaughlin, even with those penalties they had there at St. Pete, they are actually closing the gap down as well. I think they're both maybe in the 40 to 50 point range behind. So it's, I mean, this is going to get heated up here, especially with the speed we've seen at Penske as of late. All right, final race to talk about here. The Coca-Cola World 600 at Charlotte. To be fair, we didn't tune into this race till midway through stage 2 or the end of stage 2 because we were still watching Indy 500. But Byron wins stage 1. Bell wins stage 2. Bell wins stage 3. Bell wins the race because we got rain shortened before the end of stage 3. Really disappointing. Really disappointing. I mean, there's just nothing there, man. There's nothing to talk about. There's no drama. There's no action. It was the World 375.3 NJBG design sets. Oh, man. And then Larson shows up, and he was going to jump in the 5, and that never happened. So, I mean, yeah. rain really kind of hampered this weekend. Hampered the storylines. Is there anything else to talk about with the World 600? I mean, we had pretty good racing for the most part with what we did see. We saw a lot of moves being made. Byron made a really cool pass 3 wide, almost in the grass, which was freaking thrilling when I saw that. I couldn't believe he made that happen. Gregson wrecked, which kind of stunk, but it is what it is.
You hit the nail right on the head there.
With the 3 wide pass or Gregson wrecking?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, so that would be the World 600. I mean, there's just nothing to talk about. Bell wins. Congratulations to Bell. I mean, helped me out on fantasy. I think I picked him on my fantasy lineup on a whim and end up winning. So, point standings after this weekend's World 600. Hamlin is your new points leader because Larson didn't start the race. He is 5 points ahead of Truex and 6 points ahead of Larson. So Larson misses the race. And he's still only 6 points out of the championship. This is what I said before the whole rain affecting Indy thing. I said Larson should just miss the 600. He's up in the points, but I think it was 30 points ahead of Truex going into the race. I'm like, I get it. There's 4 stages, whatever. You're going to be probably 20 points, worst case scenario, out of the points lead. Nope, 6. So now we'll see if BDN gives him the playoff waiver. I mean,
he's going to get it.
Does he even need one? I mean, he's not even outside of the he's not even outside the top 30 in points or whatever you ought to be in. I mean, I get it. I know.
It's different now. You gotta run every race.
That's so lame. Watch BDN not give him a playoff waiver.
No, they're gonna give him one.
They would.
If they're gonna give Chase Elliott one
2
for purposely but for purposely wrecking Denny Hamlin and getting a suspension off of it, they're gonna give him one for the publicity that Larson gave to basically the racing world for that day.
Yeah.
Or for that month, for this month. They're gonna give him one. There's no doubt about it. They're gonna give him one. Right. If not, I'll be surprised. I will be for sure. But then it's like, where's the consistency? I don't know. We're talking ifs, ands, and what's about it, and whatever.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have to worry about it.
We'll see it come out.
Yeah.
We'll see it come out.
Yeah, by next Tuesday, it's going to be a mute point because it'll already be out and there'll be nothing left to talk about. So. Oh, man. Alrighty. That will recap all the races this weekend. What would you rank the weekend as a whole racing-wise this weekend? Let's just compare it to maybe any of the past ones. I mean, I feel like Monaco, we had drama the first lap. Boom. Cool. And then it was just the race was just you know? Indy 500, fantastic. Start to finish. That's going to kind of carry the anchor here for the weekend. And then World 600, there's nothing. It's just a bummer, you know? So I don't know. I would give Indy 500 A++, Monaco maybe a C+ or C-, and then World 600 gets an F- for me. It is nothing.
I don't know. I don't know. The trucks was a thrilling finish.
Yeah,
that was a good race. Xfinity with the finish there and the drama inside of it was pretty good. F2 was F2.
Well, the only saving grace for F2 this weekend was that safety car like 3 laps ago in the feature that allowed O'Sullivan to upset the world. I mean, other than that, it was just it was wreck fest, dude.
It was F2. ARCA.
ARCA was nothing.
Monaco was super mid. I mean, we had that lap 1 deal, but it was mid. I'll give the weekend. And I feel like I'm kind of being gracious here, but I'll give it a C.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'd go. I think I'd go a C. I mean, yeah. Maybe a C+ if you're counting in the fact of the final laps of the truck race. I mean, the final lap of the F2 race and the 8500. I mean, that's kind of the 3 bright spots of the weekend. Alrighty. It's time to preview the race this weekend. We got the Xfinity Series at Portland, Trucks and Cup at Gateway for Worldwide Technology Raceway, whatever they want to call that. And then IndyCar, Indy NXT, and IMSA, WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, all there at Detroit Street Course, which honestly, that's the most exciting race of the weekend, in my opinion. I think Portland for Xfinity is going to be good. And then I think Detroit last year was freaking amazing last year.
Yeah.
Every race. Only thing I'm disappointed is no Pilot Challenge Series this year at Detroit. No doubleheader Indy NXT races at Detroit this year. That kind of saddens me a little bit. But
I really wanted to see that blue and yellow Turner BMW just taking the field out again.
I did too, man. Dang it.
Really bad.
They probably gave the IMSA officials PTSD. This whole city of Detroit's still recovering from that.
Deploy the counselors.
Yeah.
They'll be there.
We need therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Alrighty. Notable entries in the Xfinity Series race. Josh Bilicki, we said this last week, will be in the number 19 JGR Toyota and Xfinity. Ed Jones and Sage Karam will be in both of the Sam Hunt racing machines this weekend. And then Austin Green, he's back in the number 32 Jordan Anderson racing machine. Remember, he had that top, I think he finished, 7th at COTA at that machine. Yeah. That was a pretty awesome run for him. He's a Trans Am guy. I'd like to see what he could do this weekend at Portland. Truck Series, we got Colby Howard in the number 1 Tricon machine. Andres Perez in the number 7 Spire machine. I'm pretty excited for him. Good for him this weekend. And then Fenhouse, he's going to be in the number 66 ThirstSport machine as well this weekend at Worldwide Technology. Rick Ware Racing will have Cody Ware behind the wheel of the 15, and then Derek Krause again behind the number 16 colleague machine.
Cody Ware?
Yeah. He'll be in the 15 this weekend. Yep.
The one who beat his wife?
Yep, that's the guy. That's the one.
No way.
Yeah, this will be a second start in NASCAR this year. I think he ran another one earlier this year.
Well, yeah, earlier this year, but then he got hit with the domestic violence.
No, that was last year. He's been cleared by that for like 8 months now. Yeah.
Dude, what am I smoking?
I don't know, dude.
I swear
time flies when you're having fun. No, it was last year, dude. 100%.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay. Whatever.
Oh man. And then for the IMSA race this weekend, we got 10 GTPs and 11 GTD Pro cars, so 21 total entries there at Detroit. Saturday, the Toyota 200 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. My favorite this weekend will be Corey Heim. I think he'll get redemption after last week with the missing the lug nuts. He had that race won. Strategy didn't work out, and I think he just got bested by someone that put together the race of their life by Nick Sanchez. I think Heim gets some redemption and wins this weekend at Worldwide Technology. And then for my dark horse, he finally breaks through in the ARCA series. Maybe he can break through in the Truck series. I'm going to go Tanner Gray as my dark horse this weekend at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
All right. For my favorite, I also wanted to choose Heim, but I'm going to spread the love here a little bit. I'm going to go with Enfinger. I'm pretty sure Enfinger won this race last year.
Yeah.
But he's with new team, C7. He's doing absolutely terrible. His team is doing absolutely terrible. So why not turn it around with a back-to-back win? He already knows what he's doing around here, and because he's won here before. So it'd be a great place to turn that boat around. So with my dark horse, though, I'm going with Perez, man. Perez just seems like the ultimate underdog to me. I really like Perez. I feel like his time is coming, and man, it would be super cool to see Perez get a great run this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited for him, dude. It's gonna be interesting to see what he could do this weekend in a truck race. I think it's first start in a truck race, so this would be great.
Yeah.
All right, Saturday, the Xfinity Series, Pacific Office Automation 147. I mean, this race is gonna be good. The field is pretty stout. We got Allmendinger in there. We know how good he is on road courses. SVG is full-time in Xfinity. We also got Josh Bilicki, who has been a fantastic road racer. In basically any series he jumps in, he always has good runs. This weekend, he's in a JGR machine. It'd be interesting to see what he could do. We got Ed Jones, Sage Karam, and some Sam Hunt racing machines. Those are going to be good. But with that all being said, I think I'm going to stick with the man to beat this weekend. That is the SVG train, Shane Van Gisbergen. He's going to get the job done this weekend at Portland. That's where I was going with that. I was thinking Coda there for a second because I'm thinking back at the terrible decision NASCAR made there at the end, and Austin Hill being at Austin Hill again. And yeah, he's gonna get redemption at Portland and lock himself into the playoffs and get his first Xfinity Series win this weekend. And then for my dark horse, I'm gonna go with Austin Green. Like I said when I did the notable entries, he ran 7th in a Jordan Anderson racing machine at Coda. I think he could do better than that this weekend. I think we might see Austin Green in the top 5 by the end of this race, and it will be absolutely insane. We're going to see Jordy up on the box, losing his mind again. It's going to make my day. So I'll take Austin Green. I think he has what it takes to get it done. I think the equipment might be holding him back a little bit, but I think it'll be fun to see what he can do this weekend.
So with the trucks, I shared the love there, choosing another driver. But with the Xfinity cars, I am not going to share the love. Been a big Shane Van Glizzy fan since Chicago Street Course, and boy, I'm riding this train. I am riding this train. In fact, I hope that Trackhouse gets a charter from SHR and puts this man in it for a full season.
Yes.
I think he can. I think he can. He's had some great performances so far, even in the Cup Series, in the Xfinity Series. He has been so much fun to watch. But SVG is going to get his first race win this weekend at Portland in the Xfinity Series. So, not sharing the love there. For my dark horse, and I'm going to go back to last year's Road America race, Sage Karam. Or Karam, or whatever it is. I'm choosing him. He is a phenomenal road course racer. Has been to almost every series that you could think of racing there. Even raced in IndyCar as a formidable force there. Look out. He's going to be fast.
That's a great pick, dude. Honestly, that's who I should have went with for my dark horse as well, because Road America last year, Coda this year, dude, he led laps late in that race. I mean, it was a little off strategy. And then even the Roval last year, I mean, Sage Karam, every time you put him in an Xfinity great car and a road course, he puts results on the board, man. That's a great pick for Sage Karam. We could see him win. Oh, that Road America race last year, though, was freaking A tier, dude. That race was so good,
great race,
dude. Oh, man. That was one of my highlights of last year. That race was so good. But Portland, this will be good as well. I'm excited to watch this race. So excited. Alrighty, and then on Saturday as well, we got the IMSA series, the Detroit Grand Prix. We got in the GTP class, I'm going to take the number 6 Porsche Penske. I think that they're going to continue to extend their points lead. Penske's winning everything under the sun. It just feels like a Penske week at Detroit, man. This Penske's the one that was the whole visionary on this Detroit Grand Prix, the double pit lanes. And it worked. Last year, it was freaking perfect. It was amazing. And if this year with the IMSA, I think what they're going to do is put the GTPs on one side, put the GTDs on the other. I think it's going to work perfect. The double pit lane idea is the most genius success, random success I've ever seen. I know me and Tom were hella skeptical. Well, Tom was very skeptical, and I was too, but I was like, I'm going to be a little optimistic. I'm gonna go in it with an open mind, see how it works out first. Tom was like, no way in hell this is going to work.
No, I will sit here and say that I absolutely shit on the idea. I really did. I thought it was a terrible idea. There's going to be innocent people getting collected in the funnel coming out of pit road. Boy, was I wrong.
It was amazing.
Wrong. It was great. The drama there, I mean, it was just the IndyCar race alone was freaking fantastic. I mean, that was an absolutely genius idea there for pit lane. That was beautiful. Symphony of beautiful right there.
Yes. And there was no, like 27 IndyCars, no drama, no issues. Like, I mean, it was literally no advantage one side to the other. I mean, it was insane.
We saw awesome races off of pit road.
It was badass, dude. I loved it. I loved it so much. What a great race it was there last year. But this year we're getting IMSA around there for the first time, dude. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see these. We had Pilot Challenge there last year. They swapped it out for IMSA or for the WeatherTech series this year. seeing these prototypes rip around there just like the Indy cars, I think it's going to be a hit. And I'm going with Porsche Penske to win this weekend. I think they're going to get it done. They've been really, really stout this year. The 6 in particular. I mean, they have been unfreaking real. So, well, the 7 has been too. They won Rolex, but the 6 has really kind of taken a little bit of a resurgence over these last few weeks. I think they're going to get the job done this weekend. Continuing on with the Porsche. I think Porsche is the best hypercar GTP car on the market right now. I mean, they're winning everything under the sun, whether it's World Endurance or IMSA. So I think it's an easy pick. And we're getting close to Le Mans. This is one last opportunity to shake them down before Le Mans. So here it is. Last chance for the Porsches to get their things tweaked in here. And then I'm going to go with the Proton Porsche as my dark horse. I love this team, man. They are just the best dark horse of all dark horses, dude. I can't help but pull for them, dude. To see the climb that they've made over the last 2 years, coming in as a customer purchase car with less resources. I mean, it's been so cool to watch. And eventually they're gonna win one of these races, and it's gonna be magic. You know, and it could be this weekend. Who knows, dude? Anything can happen. It's Detroit, dude.
Absolutely.
What are your GTP picks there, Tom?
Okay. I'm going with the Homer here. I'm going with the 01 Caddy, Sebastian Bourdais. I'm just gonna choose him every race. I'm choosing him every race. It's same thing with my dark horse. I'm going with the number 5 Proton. Dude, the finishes they have had this year with absolutely no support whatsoever has been so freaking awesome to watch. Underdog Nation for the dub. I mean, absolute. I mean, you can't script it. This is the coolest aspect of IMSA GTP right now, is that number 5 Proton.
Yes. And they just keep getting better and better, man. It's so heartwarming, dude. And they've got great drivers, too. I mean, their lineups is phenomenal as well, so I like that. All right, and then the other class that's racing there this weekend is the GTP Pro class, or GTD Pro class, and Vassar is pulling out a B car this weekend, and that's why I'm taking the win. I love it. They got Montevello, and they also have Parker Thompson, it was a spotter, and he's been doing some fantastic things. They end up getting the win in GTD class there at Long Beach. I think they're going to roll the momentum, and they're going to be the B team at Vassar, and they're going to upset the A team this weekend, baby. Let's go Vassar Sullivan B team with Parker Thompson most particularly. I love the storyline. The underdog story goes from being a spotter to winning at Long Beach. I can't believe the storyline there. Unbelievable. And they probably could have won Rolex too if the car didn't catch on fire in the last hour. So, I mean, unbelievable storyline there. And then for my dark horse, I'm going with it purely because these cars are absolute dog water garbage crap. We saw these cars fall apart pretty much every race they've been in. I don't understand what they're doing with these Fords. But I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with the 65 Ford I'm going to take the B team over the A team again in this scenario for my dark horse. I'll go with the 65 Ford just because of Joey Hand. I really like Joey Hand. I think he's an amazing race car driver, and these Fords are terrible. So that's a great dark horse pick.
All right, so for my favorites, I'm going with the Homer again, going with the number 14, Vassar Sully, Lexus GTD. I've always liked them. They've just been my favorite team. So I'm going to continue to pull for them. And then for my dark horse, I was going to pull the same as Jay, but I'll go with the other Ford because for the same freaking points that Jay said, Underdog Nation for the dub. If they can have their car hold together for a race, I mean, good Lord, Daytona was just an absolute debacle of dog water there for the Ford team. But let's hope for some improvement here, okay? Look, if we could get it to where the pillars for the rear wing does not break during the race, we're going in the right direction, okay? But if we're continuing to break pillars for the rear wing, early pull out of Ford, possibly, most likely.
Yeah.
Because that is just terrible. That is just terrible. Terrible. Redesign it. Put the pillars on the rear deck lid already. Stop trying to be different. It works. Putting the pillars on the deck lid. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Good Lord.
Well, if there's one race they're going to do good at, Tom, it's got to be Detroit. They're back door, man. Come on. Henry Ford's rolling around in his grave right now. He wants this team to do good.
Well, fix the pillars.
I agree. They're made out of paper, dude. It's bad, dude. It's embarrassing. But I'm excited. Saturday. It's gonna be hard for me to pick which race to watch. I might have to do a double screen on there. We got Xfinity at Portland, IMSA at Detroit there on Saturday. It's gonna be tough to pick. But then on Sunday, all the attention early in the morning is going to be to the Indy NXT series of the Detroit Grand Prix. I am taking Louis Foster to win this race. I mean, Tom has been the biggest believer in this. Talk about the qualifying last year, Tom. We got to bring it up one more time here. Why are we taking Louis Foster this weekend, man?
This man, in qualifying last year at Detroit, hit the wall on his qualifying run, broke the upper control arm, broke the lower control arm, and still wins pole on the same lap. I mean, he still had like 4 corners to go to complete the lap. I mean, it was insane. Absolutely insane. I could vividly remember the camera rolling over to Foster as he's going down pit lane with the wheel sitting there going like this. And they're like, hey, Louis Foster just got pole. My jaw dropped to the freaking floor. I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it either, dude.
That was insane. That was absolutely insane. Yeah. Just a little bit of a preview. I'm going with Foster. I mean, this is a freaking no-brainer. That man got a 100% good-to-go car. He's setting track records all day long.
Dude, this man is an absolute Chad, dude. And the problem is we ran the doubleheader. We don't have the doubleheader this year, unfortunately. But last year was a doubleheader in Detroit. And both races, starting at the front of the field, got taken out early. Had such terrible luck. Too many squirrels. I think the squirrels are going to be behind him, well behind him this year. I think he learned a lot last year from how to get into that first hairpin there, turn 1 on a restart. I think he's going to have it figured out this year, and he's going to get the job done. My dark horse, though, I'm going to stick with it. Miles Rowe has really, really impressed me this year. As a rookie, he's the highest in points as a rookie there in 5th. He's been doing a fantastic job. One of these weeks, man, he's going to find a way to find victory lane. Why not Detroit? Detroit is an absolute wild card, especially in NXT. With the races we saw last year, I mean, surprise winners. I mean, Nolan Siegel was winning the first race and final lap and lost. So you never know, man. You never know. Maybe Miles Rowe finds himself on the good end of the good luck stick this weekend and puts himself in position to win.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously my favorite's still Foster, but for my dark horse, I'm going to go with Chadwick. Chadwick got a podium at Indy GP, is that right?
Yes.
That's right, yep. Finished P3, is on this upward trajectory of going to win a race. I believe she is going to win a race. You know, very technical, hard track here at Detroit. With all of her experience in the W Series, with all of her experience in F2, F3, F2000, they ran tracks like this as a regular. She's already got all this experience. She's got some seat time now. Her second year in Indy NXT. She could absolutely win here this weekend. Not a doubt in my mind. I think that Chadwick is going to be the dark horse of the weekend. Prove me wrong.
Yes. No, I agree. I like that pick. I think you're right, though. I think she is going to win a race before the end of this year. I really do. She's absolutely impressing me so much so far through this season. And then Sunday, after the Indy NXT race, it is the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix for the IndyCars. My favorite for this weekend. He ran really good last year. He had, what was it? Yeah, boy. What's his name? Chance. You know what I'm talking about, right? They showed him at the beginning of the 8500. Oh, man. Now I feel dumb, dude. Goodness be. It's going to come to me any minute now.
You talking about the
Flava Flav! Flava Flav! He had Flava Flav repping him last year at Detroit. Almost willed him to victory. I'm going with Will Power this weekend. He's going to get the job done. I said it in the offseason. I said Will Power was going to either go winless or he was going to win a race. And the one race I pointed to that he could get the job done with how good and strong he was last year. Got bested by Pillow, I really think that Power could have won this race. There was so many little things that affected him at the end of that race, and I think maybe it was just hello Pillow time last year. It really was. But I think it's going to be Willpower. He's going to get the job done this weekend, close that gap down to Pillow in the points, get it a little interesting up there at the front of the points field, and Willpower is going to get his first win in like 2 years. I can't believe it's been that long since he's won. He's going to get the job done this weekend. Penske's on a roll. They're going to go back-to-back in IMSA as well as IndyCar at Detroit this weekend. And then for my underdog, it's same thing with Willpower. How this guy ran last year, I think this race last year put this man on the map. I think it's what earned him a full-time ride in IndyCar with Chip Ganassi. I'm going with Marcus Armstrong. I think Marcus Armstrong is an absolute Chad. I think he's going to do so good this weekend. I think he's going to be in the top 5 in contention all race long. I think he has speed to match his teammate Pillow this weekend. He's going to be running up front. I'm excited to see what he could do this weekend.
All right. For my favorite, I mean, other than Dixon, the highest finishing Honda in the Indy 500, has already won a race this year. I mean, arguably the best Honda on the grid right now throughout all races that have been run this year. I'm going to go with Pillow. Pillow, yeah, I'm a little biased. I still think he's probably the best driver in the series right now. Still, I just don't think there's nothing stopping him. He's just too damn good. Seriously, I think that Pillow is F1 worthy. I really
100%.
do. I got nothing against that. I'm not going to choose Power because my bold prediction, Power's not going to win a race this year. I still don't think he is. I think that if anything, his Indy 500 run was an homage of what's going to be his season this year. He's going to be stupid fast, and it's just not going to work out for him. But with that being said, we'll see that 12 car behind the 10 car at the end of the race. I'm just kidding. But for my dark horse, I'm going to go with Ray Hall. I honestly believe that Ray Hall's going to have a couple more good runs before he retires. And he's either going to retire at the end of this year or next year. I think that's true. I think that's going to happen. And he's going to run the team. So, I think that Ray Hall might have a little bit of a fire underneath him, trying to get some good finishes to round out his career. But I think that even this year, our RLL has really upped the performance. They've been doing a great job. Ray Hall's had some good finishes. Maybe a podium. Maybe. It's going to be really hard to beat some of those guys, but it could happen.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. I'm super excited for this race, man. This race was magic last year. It was such a thriller. So I'm excited to see again what they could do at Detroit. I think if Detroit goes off the schedule, man, I'll be disappointed. Like, I am so excited. I think it's a perfect IndyCar track. I mean, yeah, it's tight. You got to be precise, make no mistakes. I mean, it's really easy to get into the wall there, but some of the chicane, or that little chicane there in turn 1, or that little hairpin. Oh my goodness, that thing is so much fun to watch. Those guys dive down in there. We saw so many great moves there last year. I'm excited to see it again. All right, the Cup race, the Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. I'm going to go with the guy that won this race last year. I'm going to go with KFB. Kyle Busch is going to go back to back at Worldwide. I have no idea who's going to win this race. This race is an absolute freaking wild card. Last year was a weird race. I think we're going to see another weird race again this year. And I think KFB is going to not suck, as he said. I suck just as bad as you, he says to Recchi. I think he's going to turn it around this year, and he's going to get the job done, go back to back. And then my dark horse, I'm going to go with Lyle Gregson. I'm going to ride this dark horse all the way until the end of the season. He is going to have an absolute fire underneath him the rest of this year because SHR's gone. All these SHR drivers are going to be turning up the wick the rest of the year to see if they can maybe secure rides for next year, if they can find a new home. It's crazy. They got four drivers that are going to be looking for a ride next year, and I know Lyle's got the money to do it. He's got the backing. I think it's just a matter of proving to some of those doubters that are still out there that whether he deserves a ride or not. And I say this all the time. Lyle is the best thing in that is one of the best things for NASCAR right now. We need Lyle in the sport, and I would love to see him get a good run this weekend and maybe even find victory lane before the end of the season.
For my favorite, I'm just gonna echo what Jay said here. I don't know what the heck to expect, to be honest. I'm gonna go with a favorite for Larson, just because it's Larson. And then for my dark horse, I'm gonna go with Gibbs. What he finished P3 at the 600?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. That guy has been putting in the finishes this year. He has been doing exceptionally better than his previous year. So I think that, I mean, Gibbs is going to win a race this year for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, fantasy real quick, and then we'll lead you into the segment that you guys have all stuck around for. I can't wait to bring that to you. But fantasy real quick. My fantasy lineup for this weekend is I'm going to go Kyle Busch, winner last year. I'm going to put Logano on there. Logano has really been impressing me the last few weeks. I mean, honestly, I think he's finally getting away from that milk cart. I think we might have spotted him somewhere, and I think he's going to be found and returned to the nearest racetrack near you. And then Christopher Bell, I'm going to put him on there as well. And then I'm going to go Lyle, and then I'll go Austin Dillon as well because Bush was fast here last year, man. I feel like if there's a race where Austin Dillon can do something, I haven't used him at all this year, so might as well throw him on there at least 1 week. I think this would be the week to do it.
All right, I'm going to pull Larson, Blaney, Hamlin, Bush, and Reddick.
There you go. Those are our 5 driver lineups. Now matchups, we got Blaney v. Bell. I'm going to go Blaney over Bell, and I'm really on the fence about this one. Really on the fence about this one. It is a good matchup. But I think when the race is over, I think these guys could be battling right there inside the top 10 at the end of this. And I think Blaney's going to be 1 position higher. And that's the only reason I'm going for it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bell over Blaney. Like Jay said, really close. You really can't. I don't feel like you could go wrong with either one. I really don't. I'm just going to choose the opposite, try to get a leg up.
Yeah, there you go. And then the next one, I think it's another good one. Bush v. Logano. I really think both these guys are going to be contenders for this win. I really do. I mean, I think it's going to be great between these two guys all day long. But since I picked Bush to win the race, I'll stick with Bush over Logano just for that one factor.
Yeah, I'm going to choose a 22 over the 8. Again, a great matchup. I just think that Kyle Busch's luck has been extremely horrid. And it's going to continue at Gateway.
There you go. Next one, I think it's another good matchup. These guys are second and third or first and second in the points now. Truex and Hamlin. I'm gonna go Truex over Hamlin. I think this is the same thing what I said about Blaney and Bell. I think these guys are gonna be battling probably right there on the inside the top 10, maybe even the top 5, and I think Truex is gonna be better by a position.
Yeah, same thing. These guys are super strong. You really can't go wrong with choosing either one of them. You can't. I'm going to choose the 19 or the 11 over the 19 just to try to get a leg up.
Yeah. And then the next one's a good matchup as well because we got Gibbs versus Bowman. I think both these guys are on top 10 streaks over the last 5-6 weeks now. And the only difference is Bowman's finishing 6th to 10th and Gibbs is finishing from like 3rd through 6th. So when that's said and done, I think I'll go Gibbs over Bowman in that regard.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, that's our NASCAR fantasy lineup for this week. So we'll see. We'll see who's gonna continue on with the good fantasy results. We'll have to post those again here soon on the community page here for you guys to see what the updated are. If anybody that's in our fantasy league, to see what the standings are. But with that being said, we'll be back with you in about 20 seconds. Because it's time for a segment that me and Tom have came up with. I don't know how often we'll do this, but it's going to be a tonight thing because we've got a lot of stuff we want to talk about. But we'll be back with you guys in about 20 seconds.
We have to go to therapy? Sick sons of bitches. What the fuck happened? I mean, I pray you know that pain and that hurt.
Make sure I unmute us again. All right, we're back. This is what a segment we're going to call What's Happening? So, this year has been absolutely crazy. We've had so many things that have really changed the complexion of this year, things that have grinded our gears a little bit, some hot takes that maybe we should be talking about. We're to the end of the month of May, right? We've already got a good sample size from January to now. That's about 4 or 5 months worth of content that we've had so far this year. And we came on the beginning of the year, Tom. What was our big quote, the big thing we kind of tallied up to the Dega Boys channel for this season?
This was gonna be the greatest racing season ever.
Yes, we said this was gonna be the best, and we really haven't seen that. Nothing's materialized. It's been quite the opposite, actually, of what we said. And all the wrong reasons. Not racing related. Well, kind of.
There's been good moments.
Yes.
All right. There has been. Like, there's been some good racing, but let's be a little bit of Debbie Downers here.
Yes.
Just talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it. All right, Tom. So a little bit of, before we get into this, me and Tom came up with lists off the top of our head of things that have happened this season that have really grinded our gears. BDN moments, BDI moments, BDIC moments, Big Daddy FOM moments, FIA moments, anything and everything under the sun that has really grinded our gears this year. So we're going to let Tom read his first one off the list, and we'll just bounce back and forth if we have any comments on some of these or not. So you go with your first one here, Tom.
All right. For the first piece of coal that Santa Motorsports Day gave us was the 23 hours, 58 minutes, and 36 seconds of Daytona.
Yes. Absolutely terrible. We have time left in the race. They have 2 laps to go, and they throw the checkered. We got robbed out of another lap and another minute and a half around the Rolex 24. Such a devastating moment. Really kicked off the year in such a terrible, sour mood for me. I'm disappointed about it this day. That's what spawned the BDI, the Big Daddy IMSA. So heartbreaking. All right. My first one here, Tom. Stage cautions again at road courses has absolutely deteriorated the product at road courses this season so far.
Yikes. All right, the Daytona 497.5.
Yes.
RIP.
And we did not get the true actual winner out of that race. That race was actually won by Alex Bowman. And nothing
that was another one of mine
will ever change my mind. All right, my next one. Fuel saving at super speedways. This goes a lot to my first one with stage cautions at road courses. Get rid of stage cautions at super speedways. It just turned it into now manufactured racing at these speedways where we're going 30 miles slower than what these cars can go, and we just fuel saving a pack. Ruined it.
Tearing down Auto Club.
Rip.
Massive RIP for the motorsports world. Massive.
Rip. I think we could throw not going back to Chicagoland and Kentucky in that mix, but that's not this year. But yeah, same premise. Yeah. Sad. Auto Club got ripped to the ground. My next one, SRX, gone. I mean, we get 3 years of SRX, and it's gone. Can't ever have nice things. Just gone.
Gone. Just gone. Just like that, gone. Jay kind of touched on this, but the wrong car won the Daytona 500.
I'm mad about it. I never let that one go.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I wish I was disappointed. I'm mad. Like I might be turning red a little bit. I am pretty mad about that. But all right, my next one is Carlos Sainz gets a penalty at Miami after that contact where Piastri ran into him. Sainz is the one that gets the penalty.
Oh, that is a bad lookup. Just. Oh man, that was bad. Whew. All right, I got the Atlanta fiasco. That includes the repave, the caution inconsistencies, the terrible racing. Thank God for the 3 wide finish at the end.
Yes. Yeah. And again, like the Daytona 500 or the Daytona 497.5, I think that the wrong guy won that race. Inconsistencies. My next one. Peugeot's penalty at Qatar. Running out of gas on the last lap, end up giving them a disqualification for that because they couldn't get back pit road on their own power. Still mad about that. That's BS. Big Daddy FIA.
Next one I got. The NASCAR tires. Harder than the stones that Jesus walked on. What soft tires?
Ruins every race. Every single race. It's dog water. My next one. SVG's corner cutting penalty at Coda. Taking him out of the P2 position because apparently he cut a corner. Still mad about it.
Oh, I've got banning ingenuity.
It's
Weck.
terrible.
Weck. I just want to say Weck. And a little bit of IMSA.
Yeah, 100%. It's terrible. It's terrible. My next one is Lando Norris not getting a penalty for jumping the start at Jeddah. Jumps the restart, blatantly obvious. Caught it in 4K, and they let it slide.
Oh man, that is so bad.
So dumb. Favoritism.
I've got the NASCAR Coliseum.
Garbage. Terrible idea. Dog water. What a colossal failure. My next one. Dorian Pond getting the 10 grids or the 10 spot penalty at Jeddah for not seeing the checker flag.
No, she went past the checkered flag. She
Yeah.
freaking
There's
one lap and they disqualified her.
disqualifier.
Oh
It should be their
my
points leader
God.
right now.
Ugh.
Big rip in the chat there for Dorian Pond.
All right. The infamous Toyota BOP.
Crap. Garbage.
That is so bad.
They couldnn't beat him, so they BOP'd him to the ground. Then they lift the BOP, and now they do better. In their final cycle of this car, the final year of the cycle of the GR10.
They just wanted to mess with them. That's all they did.
Crap.
That's all they're doing.
Big Daddy FIA.
Yep.
My next one is Fox Broadcasting. Absolutely freaking dog water. Terrible, worst broadcasting team I've ever seen. Kevin Harvick is terrible. Boyer is terrible. Mike Joy has got dementia. Missing things that Stevie Wonder could see. Not hearing things that Helen Keller could hear. Just terrible.
Okay, I've got Ferrari and BMW BOP IMSA.
Crap.
Awful.
Crap.
That is so bad. They're just BOPing the cars to the ground. That's all they're doing.
It's terrible.
They've got an ulterior motive, and you can see it through the lines. You can see it.
Well, it's the same with WEC. They got the new the hypercar Ferraris after winning Imola. Boom. Or I guess they didn't win Imola, but they were the fastest ones in Imola. BOP right after. Crap. Denny Hamlin jumps the restart at Richmond. Nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
Not only that, but he also ran Truex into the wall to win that race as well after jumping the restart. BS. Bullshit. Crap.
Oh, I got team owners complaining about not making money. Can't even say it with a straight face.
That is so laughable. Oh man. That yacht and that $1 million house on Lake Norman is really nice though. That's terrible. My next one. Buddy Kofoid's transponder not picking up that lap lead at the Chili Bowl, costing him the chance at a victory.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Mad. Also, I mean,
Wow.
this one I kind of want to throw in there too. The officials at the Chili Bowl overreacting to T-Mez and trying to throw him out of the building.
Oh, yeah.
Crap.
I
Why?
can't even laugh at that.
That's terrible.
That's just terrible. It's awful. Okay, I've got since the inception, unsafe cup cars.
Yeah.
Again, another driver gets hurt. Terrible.
It's terrible. Terrible. Eric Jones this time. Who's next? Until we finally fix something. These cars are terrible. My next one goes a lot with what Tom just said, and this is another thing that's going to cause more injuries. Inconsistent cautions in NASCAR. Richmond, we get Suarez dead sideways with his left door exposed to the field. No caution. Kyle Busch touches the wall. Caution is out sooner than he even hits the wall. We go to Talladega. Caution should have been thrown right when the wreck happened in front of the field. Keselowski should have won that race. Got screwed out of it. And then Atlanta. We got 2 cars wrecking coming down pit lane. No caution in the middle of a cycle. Inconsistencies and cautions in NASCAR.
I got fake rain tires.
100% fake. They're not real. Not real. One chance we got to try them. They didn't even let him run through a cycle. Had to pull him in. Comp caution. Fake tires. Fake rain tires.
Yep.
The Recce Roundhouse fine and Recce Senior getting banned from NASCAR races.
That's funny.
It's terrible, but it's funny. The biggest fine in NASCAR history for that altercation with Busch, where he didn't even get a chance to even really do anything besides one punch, and then we got Roundhouse Senior can't even buy a ticket to the NASCAR race. He can't even go sit in the nosebleeds now. BS.
Oh, I've got this was pretty funny too. NASCAR making aero adjustment on short tracks.
Oh, dude, it's so bad.
It's comical. It's comical.
Dude, like, you can't even make that up. That isn't happening.
It is. They're so damn worried about the aero. So worried about it. They're completely blinded by the tire issues and the unsafe cars.
Oh man. Cue
Unbelievable.
the more you know.
Yeah, right?
Oh man. My next one, 1940s camera technology. We get 3 photo finishes this year, and we got cameras that they used. They had better cameras on the first space shuttle mission, dude, or the first Apollo mission to the moon. What are we doing? 1940s cameras with the closest finishes of all time. You can't even render an image right. Crap. And I think all of these photo finishes that we've had to go to these 1940s cameras, all of them are wrong. Every one of them. Bowman won the Daytona 500. I believe Blaney won the Atlanta race, and I believe that that Buescher won Kansas. Everything I've seen, I'm never going to change my mind on those 3.
All right. Next one, charters.
Crap.
And the disease that is spreading. IndyCar might have charters in the coming years.
Yeah, it's we've seen what it's done in NASCAR. It's absolutely killed small teams. Absolutely killed them. It's got to the point where BJ McLeod has to sell a charter just so he can run 3 races a year because he's gonna get a fat paycheck. It's literally what it is it's black market insider trading is what it is. It's terrible. It's ruined NASCAR. Hopefully IndyCar doesn't fall down that same trap. I'm praying. My next one, NASCAR stealing Lee Diffie. I'm so mad about it. We get Lee Diffie, Townsend Bell, one of the best combinations in IndyCar, and now NASCAR is going to go and ride the coattails of Lee Diffie too. BS.
I got Penske cheating at St. Pete. Not Penske. Team Penske cheating at St. Pete. Absolute stain. Absolute stain.
The integrity.
They knew what they were doing too. They knew
100%. 100%. And by Joseph Newgarden's reaction, he didn't think he was going to get caught.
No remorseful.
There
was no remorse. No remorse.
My next one is the Austin Hill debacle. Tom said this in the beginning of this podcast. Ends up taking out Custer. It's bad. It's Kyle Busch, Ron Hornaday situation. and nothing happens because it's Austin Hill. Nothing ever bad happens to Austin Hill and Denny Hamlin, and they get away with freaking everything. BS. Crap. Where's the suspension? Where's the probation? Park his ass.
Yep. I got, in typical McLaren fashion, McLaren, Cannon, Malukas.
Garbage.
Yikes.
Didn't even get a chance. Didn't even get a chance. I hate it. I hate it from Malukas. Come back to her. We're here for it.
It's about to be litty.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane.
All right. SHR shutting down. Sad. Sad day for NASCAR. Sad day for motorsports. Sad day for racing. I don't know what else to say. Gene Haas been around forever. Tony Stewart's been around forever. And rest in peace, SHR. I hope you guys can win a race before the end of the year.
I got Andretti getting shot down for a chance at F1.
It's crap.
Terrible.
It's crap.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's just a rich boys club. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's amazing Haas got in there.
Yeah, and I'll go to the same point as that. My next one is Saleem, or the director of the FIA, telling them that if you want to get into F1, you got to buy another team. We won't let you in unless you fork up the money to buy into this rich boy club. Even though you're gonna have to do it anyway by bringing a new team and more sponsors and new manufacturer into the sport. Crap.
You got any more?
The only other one I want to say, last one here, if you don't got any more. My last one. And
I've got plenty more.
Oh, keep going then. I'll let you run.
Okay. I've got Adrian Newey moving or being forced out of his seat due to the actions of team principal.
Yes.
Yours truly, Christian Horner. I've got Kostecki getting bent because his team is jealous. He's wanting to race in NASCAR. I got Chris. Yeah.
What kind of crap is that? Growing your own brands, your own sport, your own team.
Awful.
That's terrible. It's freaking terrible.
He brought viewers to V8 Supercars.
Yeah.
By wanting to go race in NASCAR.
Yeah, and brought sponsors to his team. Like,
yeah.
That's crap.
I've got Christian Horner still in power. That's unfreaking believable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and turning blame on other people. It's everybody else's fault. And having the insecurity that he has.
The insecurity, that is exactly it. And it's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. I got the FIA giving a penalty to Alonso at Melbourne for running his race. And George Russell being too, what do you call it? Overzealous through the corner. George Russell completely did that to himself. Let's see. FIA's negative outlook on Spanish drivers.
Facts.
That is
100%.
True.
Yeah. Flo. We can add Flo to that list too. I mean, Flo.
Yeah.
Alonso, Sainz. It doesn't matter. They don't like Spanish drivers.
And I'm saying this because I'm kind of a homer, but Steiner getting canned.
Yeah.
I'll just end it out with this. Haley Deegan.
Yeah, there's nothing more to say about that one.
Slap a MF and 15 on it.
Hell yeah. Yeah. My final one I was going to say, Tom, I think this is a good one to round it out in. The NASCAR gaslighting and indoctrination from that Netflix special that they had. We got so many new viewers coming into the sport, and they're completely lying and gaslighting to fans and calling us dumb for pointing out the flaws that we see on a regular basis and saying that's normal. That's how it's always been. But there it is. That would be our first segment of what we call it. What's happening? We'll post this in a video format for you guys to watch. And if you guys are watching that video right now, comment and give us any more examples that we may have missed or anything that grinds your gears in the Round the Motorsports world from this year. I'm really curious to see what our community has to say. Those are just, about 30, 40 examples that have happened since January. We're only in May. What is going on? Is the sky falling? I can't believe it. But that will be our first edition. We'll probably do another one of these in a couple more months from now. I think this will be a good, 3 to 6 month check-in to see what's going
Yeah.
on, what really grinds our gears. So thank you for tuning in for the What's Happening segment. We'll run back through the little intro title for you guys to enjoy.
We have to go to therapy? Sick sons of bitches. What the fuck happened? I mean, I pray you know that pain and that hurt.
Alrighty. I think that will pretty much summarize the entire podcast. Thanks for staying tuned in for the end here for that exclusive bonus segment that we had. No conspiracy moment of the week. I'm going to actually use the ones that we used during the IndyCar race because we had some good ones with Honda. And so I'll make those be our conspiracy moments of the week for this week. So tune in next week. We'll have some more good conspiracies for you. But I really wanted to do that segment. I think that was fun. Well, fun for the wrong reasons, I guess, if that makes sense. So, all right, we're going to wind this thing down. We're going to have some things we want to talk about here in regards to what's coming up on this channel for this month. So, we're going to do another watch party for the month of June. Me and Tom decided which races we were going to do. So, I've got those written down right here. This poll will be up right after this podcast, and it will probably be we'll do a week cycle on it. It'll close next Tuesday. So, we have June 9th. We have the Sonoma Cup race, and this one's intriguing to us because of all the V8 supercar drivers that are going to be in this race. I think Sonoma's always been pretty good, so we're excited to do that one. Another option would be June 9th as well. Indy cars at Road America. I mean, that is a dream combination right there. I mean, Road America
It's a banger.
is a banger every time with Indy cars, so that will be an option. June 16th. The 24 Hours of Le Mans. It is here. We are closing into that third leg of the Triple Crown for this season, the 24-hour Le Mans. We'll probably do what we did for the Rolex. We'll do the final 3 to 4 hours of that race here live with you guys on this channel. And then for June 23rd, we'll throw an F1 race in there. We'll do the Spanish Grand Prix at Cataluna. So we'll put that poll up after this podcast for you guys to vote on. And you get to watch along with us the race that you guys vote on and choose for the month of June. We're super excited. We love doing watch parties. If you guys tuned into this weekend's watch parties, we had a blast here on stream. It was so much fun interacting with you guys in the chat and watching some races with you guys. So excited to see which one of those races you guys pick for the month of June. Also, big stuff is coming in June. It is the annual event of a lifetime, the most prestigious event, all of iRacing, all of the pageantry, the glory, the immortality that comes with it, the rotating traveling trophy for the Nexus 499. It will be Saturday, June 22nd, right here live on the Dega Boys channel. I think we're going to do a lot of what we did last year. We'll have a pre-race show, and then we'll go into the prestige of the Nexus 499. If anybody is tuned in that maybe wants to participate in the 499, contact us. We will let you know all the details you need to get signed up for that race. I plan on getting the Jay got turned. Oh yeah, I did get turned during the watch parties. But if they're we'll talk about that in a minute here, Dallas. But if you guys are interested in maybe participating in this next 499, it's the 1987 Cup Cars, old school, open setup racing around Talladega, 499 miles, 188 laps, start to finish, broadcasted here on the Dega Boys channel last year. Holy cow, Tom. Wasn't that a freaking banger of a race? Some of the best iRacers we've in the business. I mean, racing all day long. The guy that won the race was 2 laps down at one point, almost 3 laps down. Came back to win. Mike Garaguse, he still got the trophy to this moment. So, yes, we'll get you the details. A promo video will be out for that soon here on the channel. We'll get all the details out to you guys. We're going to go through everything, work out the last few details to get that event rolling. But I'm super excited about it. Nexus 499, what a great time that is. In my opinion, I think it's the most marquee event in all of iRacing, and it's going to be broadcasted right here on this channel for you guys to enjoy and participate and enjoy with us as well. Also, Tom, I don't know if there's anything that you wanted to announce here or anything. You know where I'm going with this, and I don't want to give away too much because it's just, right? Just stay tuned to the channel, right?
All right. Saturday, we're racing with the PSCRL guys. I think it's
Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond. Thank you. It's Richmond, Talladega, and then Nashville. Is that right? Or is it? Or is it
Homestead.
Homestead.
Yeah,
Homestead. Yeah.
Homestead.
All right. So we're rounding out the season there with PSCRL. We got a couple great guys still in contention. Gaston made it through. Connolly made it through.
Yeah.
Some guys who are challenging the big names of Woods, challenging the big names like Hand, ready to go at it here for the championship. It's going to be a great battle. Make sure you guys show up for that. Going to be lots of fun. So, with that being said, though, we've been kind of brewing up a little something here. I'm not going to give away anything.
No.
Just stay tuned to what we got going on. I think we're going to start. We're going to shoot. We're going to shoot for a Thursday start date this week. 2 days away. 2 days. And my golly, make sure you tune in for that. Have yourself a couple laughs. It's going to be a broadcast, okay? I'll let you know that much. It's going to be a broadcast. There's going to be some racing involved. Oh boy, just tune in. That's the only recommendation I can give you guys. You're not going to want to miss it. Promise you. Promise you.
Yeah, we've done a lot of legwork here on the Dega Boys channel. We
Yes.
cannot wait to bring this content to you guys. So yes, like Tom said, stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Turn your notifications on, and when that live goes up, you guys are not gonna want to miss it. You're gonna want to be here at the Dega Boys channel, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be Thursday. We'll see. We're gonna try and make it happen. We're really gonna try and make it happen. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm excited for it. New series. All right, and then also tomorrow, Tom, I think we're racing Motor City Trucks at Gateway for another race with the NSR boys.
Oh, I've completely
That'll be tomorrow.
spaced that. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, guys, we're racing tomorrow with the NSR guys at Gateway. So anyways, you know what, Jay? You said it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then I think Sunday we're back with the sports car series. We're gonna be racing at Le Mans.
Le Mans.
That'll be fun. And then Monday we're doing Indianapolis Oval with the Indy cars. So lots of broadcasting coming up this week. It's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to bring those races to you guys.
Lots of marquee events.
Yes, Indianapolis, Le Mans.
Yeah.
I mean Gateway, and then Richmond. I mean, yeah.
And then Thursday.
Yeah, and then Thursday. Yeah, that's the can't miss event. Yeah.
You just wait for that.
Yes.
I got something up my sleeve for this one.
All right. And then Dallas gifted membership to Taylor Walston. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Dega Boys, Taylor Walston. Thank you, Dallas, so much for that. You were the man, the G. Gosh, didn't we have such a great time on Sunday? Dallas, that was so much fun, dude. Holy cow, that was great. Gosh.
That was great.
I wish I could go back to that day again. That was so much fun. I can't wait to do that every year here on the Dega Boys channel. It's gonna be so much fun. Oh, man. All right, make sure you guys go follow us on all of our socials. We got X, Patreon, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Go follow us on all those platforms to stay up to date and get all the live breaking news or anything that's going on here with the Dega Boys. Lots of content coming out this week. Like I said, promo for the $4.99. We'll get you guys prepped and ready for that. Crash Comp. It's gonna be coming out here probably on Saturday, I believe, because we're at the end of the month now. So that means we got the May Crash Comp coming out. That's just about done and put together for you guys. And then we also have lots of broadcasts, like we said, special event, maybe on Thursday. Maybe tune in on Thursday. And then I feel like I'm missing one more thing that I was gonna say this week. I don't know. Stay tuned to our channel. Stay tuned to everything. You guys don't want to miss it. And then also go follow us on our Discord. Come join our Discord. Come hang out and interact with other like-minded racing fans such as yourself. You find some IndyCar fans, Imps fans, WEC, whatever type of motorsport you like. We have it all here on our Discord. Dirt racing, local short track racing, man, anything and everything. Come and join our Discord and hang out with other racing diehards and fans like you guys. Dallas said he had a blast on Sunday. What a time that was! Holy cow! I can't believe how much fun we had. That was fun. Early morning to late night. And I feel good now that we ended the World 600 stream early because I knew we were not going to get that restarted. Yeah. And to find out that it didn't, we didn't wait around for another hour there, makes me feel better. feel like I didn't leave anybody undesired or unfulfilled with that evening. So, yes. Merch store. Go buy you some Dega Boys swag. Get all merched out for the summer months. Get you a hat. Get you a water bottle for all your camping and summer activities outdoors. Stay nice, cool, and hydrated out there with the nice Dega Boys water bottle. Get you some coffee mugs for your early mornings when the sun's up early. And then tune on some Dega Boys while you're drinking out of your Dega Boys mug there early in the morning. And then also buy you some hoodies or sweatshirts because fall's going to be here soon too. So you got to get all warmed up for when those months come, or when you're sitting around the campfire and it's cold outside. Buy you some Dega Boys t-shirts and everything while you're out on the beach or out on the lake this summer. Get all repped up. Rep your boys. All the proceeds go back to help us make better and bigger content for you guys here on YouTube. Lots of stuff coming this summer. I swear we're going to be on the absolute grind this summer with lots of great content for you guys. Thanks for tuning in for another fantastic podcast here, talking about some racing on a Tuesday. We almost hit the 2-hour mark here, Tom. So I think that'll round it out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I would go through our channel members right now, but we have so many new ones added. I haven't even updated the page yet, so you'll see one at the end of this podcast. But thank you guys so much. We love you guys. And with that being said, this is Jay and Tom here at the Dega Boys Broadcasting Network, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.